up like never before. Father, you are Alpha and Omega. You are the beginning and the end. And there is none like you. And we just thank you on tonight. We love you. We praise you. And Father God, we bless your holy name. For it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Amen.
No. I got the oil.
I am pretty sure it goes down and it doesn't come up.
Chuck, play the intro.
Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Big Rich. Hey, we're back with you again this week, New Way of Life TV and Talk Radio. Say we got a hot show tonight. Got some special guests, but they really not guests. They family. They done been here with us before. They just have been to the new location over here at New Way of Life TV Channel Studios at the Tucker Law Center Building, 7441 Marvin D. Love Freeway. That's Dallas, Oak Cliff, Texas, y'all. Say I'm on the third floor, suite 306. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves.
Hey y'all, I'm your girl Crystal Love, co-host. Tanya Dangerfield, your realtor, your insurance lady, your anything that you need.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Andrew Nwol. I'm the founder of Nwol Consulting Services. I created the Nwol Leadership Framework. I'm a publisher and an author of Black Leader.
That's the greetings, Dr. Renee, everyone.
All right. Say y'all know how I started off. We do not endorse or oppose any particular method of recovery or spiritual path. We simply share the programs and principles that have changed our lives. We're not here to debate, judge, or claim to have all the answers. We are not against church, religion, or anyone's personal beliefs. Okay? Our purpose is simple: to share our strength, our experience, our hope, so others can find encouragement, growth, and a new way of life. Y'all, we're going to jump right into it. Put it out there today. Racism and some of us have experienced a lot of it. Some of us haven't experienced it, or we don't even know what it looked like. Man. We call it racism people. Crazy. They just don't like it. So I'm going to start with the recent racial motivated crimes, like all the governments that leads them. Why the sudden spike? Or is there a reason? Do they just really hate us? They just really hate black people.
I think the Trump administration has provided business a place to market. They become more comfortable, more confident displaying their public. And that's what we're seeing. And because of social media, the exposure of social media, we're able to capture more and some frequencies of this.
Go to the top of any organization, company, church, country. So the person at the top, or the people at the top, are behaving a certain way, or allowing certain things, it gives license to those under the control of because it really exploit. I think that's what you said. Everybody feels like, oh, it's okay for me to say these things that maybe I have only thought or only talked about in my house. Well, it is definitely still alive, right? It's definitely still alive. It's probably even not even more. I'm not gonna say it's more than what it was, but it's just sad that this day and age, 2026, it is still very active in our lives today. That I know for sure. I see it on television. I see it on social media. I see it at work. You know, it's everywhere. It's in the grocery store. The grocery store, yeah, it's everywhere.
Racism is an all-time high. It's not something that we're ever going to reach, but it's definitely not something that we need to continue doing in entertainment. I think society in itself um, takes a leeway of selling racism because you have everybody wanting to be content creators nowadays, right? And so the highlight is find a story that you can elaborate and you can explode and you can get all the attention drawn on you, and then it gains you followers and it builds your media. And now you're allowing people who haven't really walked in the evidence of racism to now have a voice for racism. Now they're advocates, right? Now they feel like, oh well, if I say this, then I'm publicly speaking. No, you're just publicly speaking from your perspective because everybody doesn't see racism the way you see racism. Racism is what it is. It's a racism, and it just makes everything uncontrollable and out of hand. Nobody is ever going to get a grip on what we see racism is for itself.
Of course. And I look at the definition very well. Racism, a specific type of prejudice rooted in the belief that one race is superior to another, backed by systemic power to enforce discrimination and inequality. Okay, looking at this Nwol case, a lot of people got their own way. And I'm always looking at what hasn't been said. And what hasn't been said, so everybody white in that community is racist. So nobody wants to speak up or go against the establishment. Now, what one kid is maybe saying something, but these teenage kids, whatever happened, whether it was an accident, they beat them intentionally, whatever. So they get back, all these teenage kids conspire to keep this quiet, go to their parents. So now we ain't even dealing with adults who are functioning. And then we hear from the police, oh, this could happen. And so immediately I think for us black people, we first hear all this. Why is that black boy out there with all them white people? Well, that's the community he lives in. Right? That's just where they chose to live. And mostly friends are white. Why did they choose there? I don't know. I don't know. Right. So just reverse. And so when I see this, I'm thinking, and then I saw the parents who killed other people saying we bad parents or whatever, and I'm just like, this boy didn't want to defend himself. I mean, from what I saw, he couldn't get away. I saw a clip where he got on some other people's boat or something, but I'm just like, I'm like, he didn't have enough something to say, hey, my life, I'm feeling like my life is at that. These ain't the same kids I've been going to school with. So is that our fault for not equipping our children? And I'm telling you, I know you got kids going to go to college.
But in Mississippi.
Right, in Mississippi.
In South Mississippi.
So we look at the same thing with the Rick Choy, the 14-year-old boy. And the first time I said, well, why is the boy in the school? And why is everybody still going to the stove? And this man has a history of this. Where he's been there. So what is that excitement? So what's going on? That
You said earlier, you looked up the definition. I'm glad you said that because people don't know that these definitions.
mm-hmm.
I think it's important to lay them out because of using all of them.
Right.
So you have prejudice, which I think we all have.
Right.
Everyone prejudges people. Everyone prejudges situations. Everyone prejudges neighborhoods. Ooh, that's nice over there. Or, ooh, let me roll my windows up. That's a prejudice that you have. You judge that situation without any prior information. Okay? We all do that. Now then there's bigotry. Where bigotry is prejudice But it is another layer where now I'm stubborn.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you, no, actually, this is a safe neighborhood. These are the statistics that say this, and these are the demographics. You are stubborn. You said, I don't care what you say. I don't like it up here. I'm scared of it. I don't believe it. That's bigotry. You have now taken your prejudice and you've been given information that you refuse to accept because you're so rooted in your prejudice. Then you have racism. Racism takes aspects of both of those. But racism only exists when there's power. Only. So there is no perception of racism. Racism is there when you have power. So when you talk about a place like Mississippi, you can have a Texas, anywhere. It happened in New York.
It has happened.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know, right?
Yeah.
And yes. And so, like you said, it was reversed. The racism has the power aspect of it because who's in power in Mississippi? 40% of black people, 40% of the population are black. They're not in power. The people in power are the ones that set the culture. As I said earlier, they are the ones that have everybody thinking, oh, this maybe there's something wrong. Maybe he did just drown. We're all speculating on what happened. Maybe he just maybe took a swim. Maybe he did just drown. Because that culture says you don't go against this. Right? You don't go against it. So you ask, why did everybody get back to conspire? Because one kid's mother is judge, one kid's father is doctor, one kid's parent is somebody else. I forgot who they are. Power. Those people hire people in that time. Those people fire people in that time. Those people are controlling people's families and their business. I've seen it firsthand. And when we're traveling throughout these places, people don't want to talk about certain things because guess what? Those are the people that they have to, when you go home, I gotta live with these people. I work for this family. They employ my mom. They do this as a power structure that is in place. That is what drives racism. Absent power is a prejudice, which you might have a chance to this. Racism has a systemic piece. There are systems put in place to keep this from happening. So when we see this kind of stuff happening, like with Carmelo Anthony, you and I know we live in that community, right? For everybody, the first thing and the consistent thing that they still say is he deserves this because he wasn't scared. He shouldn't have been scared. There was no reason for him to do this. And then on the other hand, with this other case, it's like, well, how do you know that happened? Why don't you give them the benefit of the doubt? Why?
It was like they were prepared. They were upset if Anthony Canelo wasn't prepared to give his life,
to get beat up,
to be a victim. Whereas now that Nolan is gone, he all of a sudden they're gonna come up with all the different issues with his character. How dare he allow himself to be killed? How dare he allow himself to become a victim? Whatever the excuses is, right? It's never. And I was gonna piggyback on what I'm trying to say. Racists has the power. They have the power to inflict their prejudice and their bigotry on you. That's the difference.
And I guess that's what I'm talking about with his parents. Right? However long they've been in, I can. So from their own experience, and this is why what is our responsibility? What are the parents? However long they, hey man, you ain't got no black friend. You don't have any Hispanic friends. What's going on? I'm talking about with my own experience.
Sure.
Yeah, I want my kids to have freedom, but with my own experience, hey man, we didn't do that. And I'm just going. When I was growing up, in the 80s, my mom, single mother, I could not hang out with more than two guys. Could not do it. Mom won't go to the mall. Well, you ain't got no money. You going to the mall for it. That's how you get in trouble. My mom just would not. There was no hanging. I didn't do it. I got in trouble when I was grown. But at home with mom, that was the law. If I went somewhere, I was on a date with a girl. But going out with 4, 5, 6 guys, that was not happening in my mother. And not to say that was a perfect system or nothing like that. But when I came up, it was you had to do better than white people.
The thing is, our generation, we are urban. We grew up urban kids, right? Now we're urban parents raising suburban kids. You know, I did I've done extensive research on this. We will post a book on this subject. You know, we have to balance that desire for resiliency, the desire for independence with freedom, right? We moved our children into the suburban area where it's a mixed population. You know, they are experiencing, they're going, I mean, Tanya would say, I mean, practices and things she brought her kids to. My daughter's the same way back in the day. You know, we have to balance that between also being street smart. You know, and we don't want to restrain. We don't want to isolate them from their friends. Right. This is a community. They didn't select this community. We did.
Right.
We select this community, and so it's it's a challenge.
And that's what I'm saying. We select this community. You know, work hard. Hey man, we grew up in the, you know, now how am I preparing my kids? Hey man, things are a lot different. You know, I didn't grow up going to school with white kids, or predominantly neighborhood white kids. I have my own thing. And I want my kids to experience stuff, but I gotta be seen. You know, I gotta be seen. They gotta be coming home talking or looking some kind of way where I'm saying, hey, what's going on? Now, I understand he plays football, of course, everybody's on football. Yeah, football players, basketball, everybody hang out. But I don't know. I just think something was missed. You know, I'm like, just even looking at the footage where he was trying to get on the boat, he looked unprepared. The other white kids were, but he just looked like, I don't know what to do. He was just, I mean, just what I saw, you know. And so I know that's part. I mean, if somebody's racist, and I'm telling you, you can take you go down these Texas away, you know, say they still flying the flags down these Texas, they still flying the flags. So, and I've been down there, they don't apologize. You know, they don't apologize. So I mean, when we look at the culture, I mean, every time something happens, where it's really black and white, black and white, black and Asian, and we do that, you know, we're always looking. We're always looking. I mean, we like I said, we don't have, and we don't have the power.
We're at fault whether we're the victim,
right,
or whether we're the perceived aggressor. We're at fault.
Right.
And that's where that talk comes up. Where we have to talk about how, especially with our boys, how to conduct themselves around police officers. We also have to have that talk, how code switching and situational awareness when you're in a particular situation. There's no such thing as being homeborn for us, right? You have to go in and be aware of your situation, do the count, know who your really friends are. Not every, you can't call everybody friends. Know who your friends are and make sure you come here without them.
And I don't expect it because I don't think I knew it. I mean, I say that, but I have the same. I just went to a friend's birthday party and we thought, you know what I'm saying? And just all of us around there, we don't watch each other get old, watch, all that. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm just my personal experience. 17 years old, finishing high school, I was going to this military academy in Kentucky. And we were at the military academy. We were marching through town, Lexington, Kentucky. It's 1987. And we walking, and the sergeant was marching us. He just stopped counting. He just started saying, "Go right, go right, go right, go right." We kids, we trying to get in, so we go right. Where it come from? I was right. It's not much. He go right. So we look up, and it's a Klan rally coming down the street, right? And this was a white sergeant, and he was mixed, but just the panic in his voice, maybe he didn't know what to do. And it was just so surreal for me, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? Seeing, he might be 60, 70, 80 guys, full hoods, white hoods, and all of that, And I'll never forget that to this day. To this day, and thankful that the sergeant at the time, got us out the way. We got back to the campus. Oh, we should cover. We should have, what I'm saying? But that wasn't wrong. We got our behinds too much, So I want to talk. And we talk about it all the time. Both y'all been on the show. We talk about church. Why hasn't church in the religion kept right? Why is Sunday still a segregated day of the week in our country?
What's really tough is racism is seen by certain white people as their birthright, as their, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they talk about the Confederate flag and Confederacy, think about it. How many army bases are named after Union soldiers, Union generals? They're all named after Confederate traitors, right? They see racism, and it's embedded in the Confederacy's Constitution. It says it. You know, so there's no escaping it. There's anything about their culture, their heritage. Their heritage sucks because it's about racism. And they see racism as their birth. That's plain as here. And they can lie and say they see it as their birth. And they cannot survive without it. You look at any situation where there's a level playing field, they have to do it every time. They can't compete. They can't compete with someone on the level playing field.
So you think about it. So white guy, black guy, it was simple topic that one time get hurt. So the white guy is saying, I want all white church. That maybe for some, but I'm saying, you know, and I don't know if y'all saw the white pastor who's been on Facebook saying, hey, this ain't Christian nation. Never has been. And that was I was just blown away. And he wasn't the only one, he wasn't even the first one, but just that speech, I was blown away. And he was absolutely correct.
It's not ever been.
Ever been a Christian
Not
nation.
ever.
Right.
People in power have never used Christian principles
Right.
to set policy or procedure or law, legislation for this country.
Right.
It would have been a thought,
And
but you didn't put it in there.
yeah, and I've seen it here in Texas where, you know, certain towns you did not go to a white church. White people didn't go to the black church. For whatever, and it was that way 50, 60, 70, 100, 200 years. But with all the knowledge and information we have there, I think clicking the button. White people, still, black people still this inferior. When Master said it, Boss said it, you know.
Yeah, I'll never forget this story. I'm a fifth generation lesbian. And I was at church and I was talking to a friend once, and she was upset. I said, no, you did. She just talked to the pastor. And she had this conversation with the pastor. They were trying to get this musical program together. They invited all the black churches to come and see the program. And the pastor was telling her is how much he wanted to live in the project. You can't wait. You can't wait to get them to go to their part of the their part.
South side.
Yeah.
Their part
South
of
side.
heaven.
West side.
What does SBA?
Subdivision. Yeah. They're part of heaven. Aren't we all God's children? And that's how, honestly, if you have that perspective, that's how you justify everything, right?
Come on, Apostle. Because I saw. And I keep saying this, but we don't have to have this. Just because of this. The reason it does good, there's no one Christian. It's just not. No, I'm not talking about different denominations. I'm talking about there's no one Christian. I'm saying I can be a Christian because I follow Jesus Christ. I can be a Christian because I like the book of John. Well, I'm picking and choosing. I like John, but not like Mark. I like Matthew, but not like Luke. I like Acts, but I like the Pauline, but so there's no universe. I can pick and choose what part of the Bible or what part of Christianity I want to follow. right? I can pick and choose, and then I get with people who think like me, right? So
Kind of like denial.
it,
That's what you're doing. You're saying you're going to pick up
well,
people
well,
that think.
it's even in the same denomination. People aren't thinking the same, right? Because I tell people all the time, I don't believe nothing in the Bible. I don't believe in no rapture. I don't. I believe it's the inspired word of God. I'm just talking about me, right? But I get to pick and choose, right? I get to pick and choose what context, the correct context. I don't have to read anything into the text, and that's what people do because the text can argue. And I say it all the time. The Superman scripture, Philippians 4:13. People use that like that's the Superman. I do all things through Jesus Christ. We'll talk about that the other time. That's just me. Y'all church people don't get mad. I don't get mad. I'm just talking about me. Right? I'm just talking about, but I'm just saying there's no universal character in the Bible. The Bible in and of itself has no authority. It only has authority because we give it. Yeah, we're going on another show. I know that's another show.
Thoughts, but
Yeah, we're
another
going on another show. But I'm saying, so just like the slave master had the slave Bible, use the Bible to say, hey, slavery is in the Bible. It's Christian. It was the same Bible they used to kill off the Native Americans. The same Bible they still trying to use to silence our voices now.
And let's take it beyond that. You're right. I was going to say to bring that up. What happened with we all know who Nat Turner is.
Right.
He was taught to preach to the slaves, and he was taught from the slave Bible. He learned how to read.
Right.
And he also learned how to go in and say, oh, it's not just this. They tore out these other pages.
Right.
There are other pages in here that provide context for what was going on.
Right.
And
Right.
it's saying exactly.
Right.
It's the totality of all of them. So that's why you can't pick and choose. I know you like John. I know Luke is a little hard for you to understand. You know, he's very technical. He's a doctor. You know what I'm saying? It's the totality of all of it. Because just like that Bible you're talking about, they do the same thing with the Constitution.
Right.
They do the same thing. The Constitution, I want my Second Amendment rights because it says you can have well-regulated militia. Not what you do. You see what I'm saying? It's all about how people take in. I don't care what God is or what it is. People gonna twist it.
Right.
Because that's what the enemy wants. He wants confusion. He wants you to be confused.
Right.
And people twist it for their own benefit. That's what they're trying to do. And that's what we have seen with this racism. Unfortunately, we have not just black people, we have black and brown people who crave proximity to whiteness. And that is really what gets you into trouble, and that's why you are more open to being susceptible to listening to things. And like you said, why you have a black man going into seminary, you have a white man going to seminary. They should come out, if they've been taught from the same text, they should come out with similar beliefs. Because you've had this, perhaps you might have had one go in because prejudice and bigotry that was built in, and now they have power. You know what I mean? They have power from the pulpit also.
Right.
Very, very powerful.
Right.
And then you have this other person crazy that has never had power. That was crazy. So they said that must be right. If he said it, if that's what he got out of the text, if that's what he got out of the lesson, it must be right.
Right.
And we have that problem. And that's what we need. We can't solve that. We're going to have to be able to use discernment and wisdom to be able to deal with all of these situations. That young man, I don't know the situation. That young man could be my son. He's 18 years old. He looks like a little bit like my son. I know they do. They got the same clothes.
Haircuts, everything. Yeah.
All of them had same hair. And no, my son has not ever gone out with a group like that, and would never go out on a boat with a group. I wouldn't allow it. His daddy wouldn't allow it. But what I'm saying is they're all football players, as you said, they hang out, they go out to lunch, they do all these things. But they leave with a couple of different things. I'm not saying that this kid did really good. He looks like he has really good parents. I've been praying for them. Their daddy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He just looks like he's lost. I'm not gonna make any type of judgment against him. But what I'm saying is my house, my 18-year-old he goes out having watched 50,000 documentaries. You know how this could go.
Right.
Don't you be over there winking at that one that might be winking at you. Don't you be, you get what I'm saying? You got to go out with lessons. You don't go nowhere. He's not going to 3 or 4 nobody.
Right.
Where you might have to fight your way home. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, your mama said, you 2 people, that's enough. You got a car, you got, I don't know, you're going to be in college. That's going to pick up the money. You just have to teach your kids how to, like you said, situational awareness, how to take care of themselves, how to look at whether or not something could go wrong. I would never. I'm not going out on a boat with 4 or 5 people on a boat myself.
Right.
I'm not going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Why would I let my kids do that?
Right.
Again, not judging these people. Then we're in a situation where they are at a disadvantage in the power hierarchy.
Right.
That is a recipe for disaster. That's what we're seeing go on there. Again, you come back over here to Carmelo. Same thing. This kid is in Frisco. Frisco's in the news already, and they do. You know what I mean? You're already in a situation. They hate everybody.
So that's what I'm saying. Well, like you said, us urban kids, my lens, the child is in my house. So you gonna have to, and they're gonna old fashioned. No, not my root, but I'm telling you through my lens. The same way my mother did with me, right? Growing up in Oak Cliff, there was certain parts of Oak Cliff we didn't go into. We didn't go to West Dallas. We didn't go to South Dallas unless we were family. So, and I guess that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, it might be a little better. These kids, now, they parents and rich doctors and lawyers. Now, all that, yeah. It's still white. End of the day, it's still white. Yeah. And I just, I remember something my grandfather said. My grandfather told me in the 70s, you know, play with a puppy, you'll hit you in the face. Play with a white boy, you'll call you a
That was the 70s. Which was just a few years after the civil rights
movement. And my father was a World War II veteran who was mistreated overseas by General McCarthy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's deep. It's deep. My grandfather told me. And I've seen evidence of that in my lifetime. Right? Well, y'all say it to each other, why come we can't say it? Well, then too big enough to do.
But you're in your 50s, they're 18. They don't have it.
But
we have failed them, but we have failed them by not taking them. They don't have that perspective. They don't know those stories.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's why I go back to the parents. I'm not looking at any black history. You're not looking at, you're not looking at what has happened in the state, and especially this part of the state we're living in. They didn't know nothing. You mean to tell me every February your only book report is on Martin Luther King?
You know, when my kid was, she went to private school, and I think she was in 6th grade or something like that. She got into a fight with this book. She came home and she said, "Daddy, Marshall hit me." And I said, "Marshall hit you?" Yeah. So we got up to that school the next day. I'm getting ready to get into that principal. Blah blah blah. Who's this Marshall? So then Marshall dad came in and sat down, and I'm ready to call the cops on this kid. I'm mad, right? And it was a black man, and he got mad at me. He was like, "Dr. Nwol, I can't believe you don't call the cops on a young black man. You know how these things are." I said, "Sir, I'm sorry. My daughter's Cheyenne." I said, "Sir, Cheyenne didn't say white Marshall. She didn't say black Marshall. She didn't say yellow Marshall. She said Marshall." And that's how our kids are.
Yeah.
And now, now in her 30s, she see what Dad was talking about. First, Dad, you just being kind of hard, and because I'm urban, and but now it's a so because we raised her in a private school, with predominantly white kids, predominantly country talking white kids. She has a country accent. My daughter does.
Yeah.
But we raised her there, and we have to know. She doesn't have to worry about drive-by, right? She don't have to worry about someone breaking into your house. All the stuff that we dealt with when we were kids. We went outside and played outside in the creek all day long and rode our bikes all. We learned independence. We learned resilience. That's not their environment. And we got a lot of stuff, social media and friends, to cut through for them to hear our message. That's the problem.
Chuck. Turn the camera toward Andrew. Chuck. Chuck. Andrew, you've been listening to us. It's your take. What do you feel about the racism that's going on in our country?
Well, for me, it's how the hits on. I have emergency grades. And so, in case something happens with this individual, anyone who looks like him, my child makes you call that. He has a name that if you don't say his last name, then it's this one particular person. So a lot of times when I see that, it kind of hits home because it's like that very well. And when you're talking about his history, they've taken all that out of it. I'm a teacher, and with that being the case, they now do education according to a STAR test. It doesn't teach you how to, make money. It doesn't teach you how, to be an adult that can make it through. It teaches you how to live off a STAR test. And if it's not on the STAR test, it's not taught. That's just like cursive. Only way you learn how to write in cursive is if you are dyslexic and you're in a program called MTA. And the reason they teach you how to write in cursive there is because that's one of the ways that they teach children with dyslexia how to recognize letters. Because they turn a certain way. So that's the only time that you learn how to write in cursive. And so other than that, if it's not on the STAR test, it's no longer there. So a lot of things that we receive as young people growing up no longer is there. That if the parents aren't teaching it at home, it's not being taught. So a lot of our young people, hate to say it, they're growing up real naive. They're growing up real slow. They're growing up real ignorant to certain stuff because it's not being taught. And then if you have a parent that's like me, I'm like you, we gonna learn it. If they don't teach you in school, we gonna learn it at the house. Because I refuse for you to walk out and you just as silly as whatever without having it. Right. And so, but if you have, and I hate to say it, but nowadays we don't have moms. We don't have grandmas. We don't have big mamas. We have sisters. And what I mean by that, when we have our young people having children and they want to dress like their kids, they want to hang out with their kids, they want to drink, they want to do that. And it's just like you can't go to an older person. When I was growing up, we had a big mama. All of us would sit around and big mama would get us all together. If you couldn't go down the street without coming back, if you got in trouble all the way down the street. Nowadays you hear, don't take my kids, can't nobody take my children. So that takes the sting away from it takes a village to raise. We have village. It's no longer a village anymore. Now it's an individual person. And then when things start going haywire and turning it around there, they're trying to figure out why. Because you remove the hands of those that's capable and able to help you. Right. And even like in my class, I teach. I have because I work at an alternative school, and I asked someone. I said, "Well, I don't have problems out of you. What is the problem?" And they said, "Well, I have to be honest with you. What we can hear, we don't get in our home country. They don't listen to us. They don't help us. They can care less if we need help.
they're basically there for a paycheck, and some of the teachers tell them that. He said, and here you all listen to us, you let us know that we matter, you help us. And so I have, honor students, I have AP students, and I've had some say, I'm scared to ask for help because they want help. But when I get here, I get what I need. So it's a lot of students that deliberately get in trouble to come back to my school so they can get what they need, because sad as it is, a lot of these children are raising themselves.
And it's funny you mentioned that because I have 5 kids who are all teachers, and some of them were affluent neighborhoods, suburbs. And every time we get together, they say, "These are the worst kids in the country." They say, "These are the worst." That's like, I want to go back to the kids, you know, and that's the outside. You've been seen all over, but and they can. You talking about the lights, the solo, CD, nothing.
Not too much.
The Frisco, and you know that they say these are these are the worst kids. And then their parents come up and talk to you like, I love my cousin, my youngest cousin, she's a teacher. She said one of the parents came up and asked her, "Where you from?" Because I said, "Well, I'm from Oak Cliff. I just from Carl." Well, I don't want nobody from Oak Cliff teaching my child. Yeah, boy, look her. So she said, "Well, where are you from?" Oak Cliff. Say, and that's the mentality. That's the mentality.
The black is not. The black water is not cold.
Right.
You know that?
Right.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The ice is better over there. It's
Right.
cold.
Right.
You don't have what it takes
Right.
because you was with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have what it takes.
Right.
Somebody has told me that.
Right.
I've internalized that. I believe that.
Right.
So I believe that everything like me is inferior.
Right. That's all, and that's what it is. So we can take a quick break to play a clip, a trailer from Dr. Rebel from the about the book. Okay, it was a real quick rundown before we play the clip.
This is Black Man's Kryptonite, Overcoming Generational Trauma in Black Marriages. It's the foundation of the Black community. I believe if we, through marriage, strengthen our marriage, we strengthen our community, we save our children. And that's this book.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to play a clip from Dr. Rebel's Black Man's Kryptonite. All right.
Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders.
All of them. You know.
You great. Hey y'all, welcome back, welcome in. Here's our host, Big Rich.
Hey, y'all, we've had a great show. We're going to be doing this all week. I got some other guests we're going to bring on. This Dr. Bell be back Thursday. Dr. Tony be back Thursday. I got somebody else to be trying to nail that down. So we'll talk about the systemic system just before we got here and what we're still dealing with. And we're going to talk about what we can do to prepare ourselves for the future and what we can do as individuals in our city and state and across the country. Like you said, we got a food in the right now. It's given, I think, carte blanche. I had never even heard that guy. I've been hearing, I just looked at Could the Bill today. I was like, what is this? I'd heard it, I've been hearing, I didn't know, I thought it was a cartoon. And I was looking at it about an hour today. Why not just going in black neighborhood, just raise baby, racial slurs, And then I'm like, when he went to Chicago, was on O Block. I said, oh, they're gonna get him now. but I mean, it was just, I was just like, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. And we're gonna talk about the information that's available. We gotta talk, about the more we're finding out about black history, black stuff, in America, in this world. You know what I'm saying? They're finding now, white people are gonna Ku Klux Klan, they stole that from the Moors. Stole that from the Moors in Spain. They came up with an original idea since the world got here. I mean, just everything. I was looking at something today about me being a veteran, about World War I, the first black soldiers in France. Well, our own government was telling the French people, treat them like we treat them over here. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So we won't be in with 40 shots. Shout out.
Just briefly.
Just 40 shots.
Knowledge is powerful. And that's what I've gained from this platform today. I don't know if y'all was paying attention, how I was paying attention, but I was paying attention. Because, knowledge is powerful. And this is an area that I lack knowledge in, so it's very educational and informative for me to be sitting on this panel with you guys, because politics, racism, those are things, politics I'm not into really, but I just started voting, so I'm a voter, and racism, I have dealt with some racism before, but not to extreme, you know what I'm saying? I know that racism is taught, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't born to hate another person by their skin color. I know the lady that stayed across the street from us, and my uncle couldn't stand her. And he called her out her name. She was a white lady who played with kids. They could not stand us playing with kids. And we didn't understand why he didn't like us so much. Just so you know what I'm saying? But they didn't change me, thank God, because I don't have nothing against white people. I just don't like the white people that don't like me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say that. I love white people, but you don't like the people that don't like me. But so that's what life is, man. Life is just about learning and educating yourself. And I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the studio tonight. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for being here. And man, we look forward to working with everybody that's in here. And shout out to the tie lady. I love my tie. It is so beautiful. I'm sorry, what's the first thing you do?
I hope that we can get to a place to where we really feel comfortable addressing this subject and have honest dialogue, and even beyond this, because we're not going to change it without addressing it. And
I'm very, I am very, I'm very blessed to have all these different groups of people around me that also feel the same way, that are not black,
Yeah.
okay, that recognize that there are systems in place, that it is systemic, that it was embedded in the creation of the country, that it's systematic as well. It's systemic and it is also systematic in that this country actually doesn't operate without this particular um, blueprint that was put out there. It doesn't operate in the way that they wanted it to operate without it. And so, if we want to change something, then we got to change the system. I used to be in IT. When there is a bug, if something isn't operating correctly, you got to go back and I got to go back and look at the code, and I would figure out, oh, that's okay. They're right there. That's where I missed it. Little voice in Minister Society. Right there. That's where I did. Right there. You got to go in and you have to change that blueprint. So now you got to drill down and figure out how you change that blueprint. You got to get rid of the people who support the blueprint. Number one, you got to get rid of them, and you got to put other people. So, my hope shot is that we would understand that, and that we would do something. We would do something to change that. And my shout out is to everybody out there that is involved with
I'm sort of thinking about this whole subject. Racism not only attacks our freedom, but if you listen, it has this insidious impact on our lives, our family lives, our health, our education, the way we live our daily lives, and the, the, the solution is we have to not turn on each other, but turn towards each other. And say, that's the solution. I have colleagues and friends that are white that I don't say white that happens to be white. I was listening to this comedian about that. She said that there's two types of white people: those who are white and those who are happy. The ones that are white, they need racism, they rely on it, they can't do it out, they see it as their inheritance. And then there are those that happen to be white. Those are my colleagues, my friends. We see our humanity. Our kids, go to church, go to games. Those are the people. Those are our allies. And we want to make sure that we're not being building clubhouses. I've had really good close friends. Who happen to be like all my career, all my life. A quick shout out to my lovely bride of 37 years. 30 what? 38 years now.
Ricky Ricardo,
You gotta go home.
38 years.
You gotta go home.
Excuse me, since 1988, May 28, 1988.
Whatever they call
No, the date though.
Add that up.
Yeah.
To my bride.
Good save. Good save.
Tasha Rubel, everybody. Thank you, baby.
Right. He cleaned it up well.
So from tonight's topic, y'all, I think I'm speechless, right? Because for one, I'm a slave descendant. Okay? My family is predominantly white, and so for me, the way y'all see racism, I see it different, right? I haven't been in a situation myself where I've had to encounter the brutal hate. So, because I'm a factionist, I would never speculate in a conversation. What I would like to see is for younger generations to sit on this panel and to open up and talk about what they experience. Because what I experienced growing up is totally different from what you all experience. I'm 48. So, what our children are going to experience is something totally different from what I experienced. But I think when you hone in on racism, I think it's more than just a voice. It's a culture. It's a culture. Because I believe that some white people experience racism. We all do. I think it's racism. No, I mean, you say it's prejudice, but I think it's racism because I've seen black people treat people of different color the way that you see other cultures treating us. And so I think just being able to really open this panel up and allow different voices to come and to really get to the bottom of what the real root problem is. Because I don't think it's who's in office. I don't think it's that. I think what it is who raised you. What did they teach you? What did they not teach you? Because if you grew up and you were taught hate, all you know is hate. Most of us were raised up and taught love. So all we know is love. But when you distribute hate towards us, we feel some kind of way. We withdraw some kind of way. We shut down some kind of way. And that even goes into the church. You know, just to give a snippet of it. Look at all the authors who wrote different Bibles. They give you different perspectives on what the original word said. Now you got different languages on how to interpret and read. And everybody picks what they understand. That's racism. You pick with who you understand. It's not that you're outgrowing situations. You're just growing to what you understand. So today, if we leave with anything, we leave with the knowledge of knowing. Study to show thyself approved. If we want to change the way racism is, study to show thyself approved. We've got to become the change. We don't join it. We change it. So my shout out tonight is to everyone here in the studio, to everyone watching. Love, peace, and blessings.
Right. I want to end this show. I don't want anybody, non-black, white, Hispanic, Asian, we bash you in the race. Not the intent. I hope nobody took that from the show. I don't think that happened. But like I said, people want to read into it what they want to read into it. You know, when you were saying that, what y'all saying, no offense, father was just looking so. And as a black father, that's not what I saw. And this don't go down right. Let me get these kids. That's what I saw. The hurt was there, but I saw, man, if this don't, I'm subject to lose. You know, that's what I saw. And the hurt. And the hurt. But I saw, man, I can get every one of these kids, their parents, all that. Dr. Renee said, you know, everybody has an experience, like person said, I have experience, and I've experienced it. I've experienced it all my life. You know, I was a little boy, and they still had the color on the fountain down at HL. I remember that. Yeah, so that's how far I was. I remember when they wasn't burying black people at Royal Land. I remember that, right? So I've experienced it personally. If somebody ever come in my face, come in with, yeah, I've experienced it. You know, my grandmother was one of the first black nurses that other health center. She was one of the first black nurses. And I remember sitting on her knee on the porch, 25 minutes out in the drive. Talking about, I didn't understand it. So I've experienced, you know. So, but I got white friends, like I said, my friends who happen to like you were saying, you know, guys I was in the service with, combat with. My life in their hands, they life in my hands. So, and that ain't went nowhere. That's been, or there's something new. Same thing with my white friends I went to high school with. Still friends. So I don't want anybody to think that we're going to do this all week. We are going to have some people of other races. And it's not going to be an argument. It's not going to be just going to talk about it. Everybody comes from what we do on my show, come from your own perspective. Right. And we want some diversity, right? So we don't hear from other people what they do, right? So we are going to do that all week. Dr. Bell do that third discussion book. I will ask you another question before I do this show. What's the next story you book? Trying to use on that. About to say that. By 2025. That, right? So my hope shot is that I hope everybody got something this episode. Right? We want to get out of here. We got another little set. I got some more guests that are going to come on. Y'all know I love all y'all. Dr. Bell, you always welcome. Just call me. Just call me. Say, Rich, I got something to talk about. Right? Say, how should fix this? That's all you gotta say. Okay, come on. All right. Right, we finna get up out of here, y'all. We will see y'all tomorrow. We have another show on racism tomorrow. I think Dr. Rashid will be on the African American Museum. I mean, got a lot of knowledge. He told me the other day he was in Chicago. This Jackson came to Chicago. He was listening to reading messages from Dr. King and stuff. Say, that's a history. Well, he told me that I feel like I got to see it. You know. So that's what we're talking about. All right. Say, Crystal Love. Tanya and Nick will be back. That show Level Up the Dangerfield. Be back. Come try to see we can try to hook him up. For Dr. Renee. Say.
No problem.
Let me say our joke before I leave. Let's hear it. It's not a joke, really. Say the pastor was in church, right? Y'all might have heard this, right? And he was talking about, God told me, God said, God told me. So somebody say, well, what did God tell you, pastor? He said, I'm sure. He said, I'm going to open the Bible. Tell you what God told me. So he opened the Bible, put his finger right there. He said, and he went out and hugged himself immediately. He said, stopped on the scripture. And he went out and he hugged himself immediately. So he said, okay, hold on. Let me do it again. So he flipped some pages again. And he started again. Whatever I was doing, do it quickly. Right? So he said, hold on. Baseball player get 3 times. Let me get another time. So he did it again. I said, well, why you ain't done it yet? Well, he said, something wrong with this book. Y'all don't be mad at me. Church people, y'all don't be calling. All right. Say, y'all. Thought y'all was some Bible readers.
Just point your
Say, y'all, we finna get up out of here. Y'all know how I do it. It's Big Rich. Peace.
Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans exploring retirement abroad. It highlights destinations that offer affordability, safety, and a welcoming environment for people of color. This book empowers readers to reclaim their peace, dignity, and quality of life beyond U.S. borders. Beyond the American Dream is a comprehensive guide for Black Americans